Hey everyone, this is Come and Take It. Recovering Yankee. And I just fed my chickens, as you can see. They're all sitting there eating, pecking order. Watch what happens if they start to see that the same one chicken is eating the same food as the other chicken wants to eat. You'll see them start fighting. They also have this little thing where they eat a couple bites and then kick with their feet and scratch. Watch, you'll see it. Watch them scratch. I've seen these chickens stepping on each other to get to the food. I've seen these chickens, they're scratching right there. Now the big ones, what they do is they teach the little ones through copying, mimicking, aping, or should I say chickening. We use the term aping to mean copying, and that's inappropriate, so I just say chickening. Okay, see them scratching? They scratch. They eat a couple bites and then they scratch. I don't understand the scratching, but the little ones have no idea why they're doing it. They're just doing it because they're copying the big ones. And of course, the white one on the left, right there, is Jonathan Livingston chicken. I don't know if you can see it right over there. I took a 2x4 and I split it the long way. I ripped it. And if you can see it, I don't know. There's another one right over there. I put two across, bolted them to the side edges with bolts, lag bolts. And now the chickens, when they want to hang out, what they do is they stand on top of some call it a roost. I think it's called a perch. I'm not officially sure what the name is. It's either perch or roost. And they hang out. I put this ladder on top. The reason I put a ladder on top is I'll give you a little quiz. Did Recovering Yankee put the ladder on top because he is too lazy to put the ladder away? Or did Recovering Yankee put the ladder on top because he doesn't have any place else to put it? Or did Recovering Yankee put the ladder on top for another reason? What do you think the reason is that Come and Take It put the aluminum ladder on the top of the chicken tractor? Also, you'll notice a piece of wood right there from a tree that I cut down. It's also on top of the chicken tractor. And if you haven't figured out why the ladder's on top of the chicken tractor, then you'll have no idea why the piece of wood is on top of the chicken tractor. But if you have figured out why the ladder is on top of the tractor, then you know the same reason that the piece of wood is on the tractor. Okay. Also on the other end, I put some plywood, and I put some junk wood I had in the middle. Then I put some plywood on top of it on the left side and some plywood on top of it on the right side. Then I covered it with a tarp. Now that acts as a roof to shed the water. So in the event that it rains here in beautiful, sunny, low country South Carolina, the rain will go off the side edge of the tractor, not pour necessarily into the tractor. It's not a perfect roof system yet, but it's pretty good for now. As I get more techniques and learn new things or come up with new ideas, then I will fix the roof and make it a better roof. But for now, it's good. And I just like to sit here and look at my chickens. It brings great peace to my mind. And I don't have to think about PTSD of any type. I don't have to think about worrying or fear or doubt or anxiety or what I'm going to do for next week or next month or next year. So anyway, I get to look at the chickens. I get to watch them do their scratching. I get to watch them step on each other and jump on each other. I get to see them run right over another chicken. I get to see them scratching. And I get to see him, like I said earlier, chickening everyone else. Chickening. Recovering Yankees, sometimes you make me crack up. Oh, a little story here for you about the chickens. One day, a cat came in our yard. I was driving my son to go do some errands. We came back, and we're sitting in the car for a minute, and we heard a dog barking. Now, I thought it was a dog from down the street. My son said, no, it's Spice Girl. She's barking. And then I saw a cat run across the backyard, out in front of the driveway. Well, what ended up happening was, like we thought, the cat was trying to get into the chicken tractor to kill the chickens. Now, previously, I showed you in a video where I drilled holes in the top and put pegs through the top on both sides. Screws, really long 4-inch screws. And you can see I tied it with a bungee cord right here. That was great. This door cannot be opened by a kitty cat. But the other door, I only put one screw at the top, which means that the bottom was able to be pulled out a little bit by the cat. And apparently the cat could not pull it all the way open. So the cat pulled the door partially open, which was enough to let these chickens, the small ones, escape through the door. Well, the cat was not able to get in, so I think the cat took off. The dog was barking, so I think that is another reason why the cat took off. So now my son and I, we scrambled to put the 4 or 5 chickens that had escaped, the little ones, the comets here, like this one, that one right there. The comets are the light orange mixed with white chickens. Okay? They escaped. Through the little hole, the cat pulled the door open a little bit. And anyway, we had to try to get the chickens to come back in the cage. 4 out of the 5 came right back to the cage on their own, and we just threw them in the cage. But one of the comets had grown through this fence right around over there, where the tree fell on it. Actually, I think the comet went there, in that fence area, and ran through the fence, and was down inside the canal. Now, I don't know if that official name is canal, but it's where the water runs down if we ever have floods. So they basically put these in all the yards, in all the neighborhoods, the canals. Anyway, the chicken had gone through the fence. And I tried to catch it. Of course, once it got into the canal, I'm not chasing it. And then my son tried to get on one side, like on one side of the fence over there, and I got on the other side of the fence. We tried to catch it in the middle when it came through. It was no use because the little chicken kept going through the fence. And then we thought we'd get our dog over here, and he would corral. My dog Spice Girl would corral the chicken. That wasn't working either because the chicken got afraid of the dog and went right through the fence again. So we just let it go. My son said, what are we going to do, Dad? What are we going to do? If we don't go down into the canal, the chicken could die. And one of my friends from Texas said to me that chickens, we might go over the fence, but they'll come right back because they are trained from birth to know where their home is. And they always go back to their home. But that doesn't mean an alligator won't get them if they're going the canal, or a snake or something. So it's still dangerous. Just because they know how to get back home doesn't mean they are in the safest condition. So anyway, my son and I agreed that we would just let the chicken come back on its own, or we would have to mourn for the loss of our chicken. Well, a little while later, maybe 15 minutes, a little comet comes running through the fence right over there, and kind of meandered around the yard a little bit through all this wood that has to be chopped. Meandered around a little bit, and eventually came back to the gate, and we put her in the chicken coop. Also, I want to tell you another funny thing. Some of you that have chickens probably have experienced this. I laugh at it every time I think about it. Oh. When it's time to put these chickens inside one of the bins, in order to bring them in the house, if it's too cold outside, we have to bring them in the house because they're still young and they don't have enough feathers and internal warmth to stay warm. So we have to get them to come into the bin. Now, in the beginning, we tried to stand at one end and make noises so they'd run to the other end, where the little opening is over there. But instead of running to the end as a group, they all ran around in circles, zigzagging this way and that way and every which way but loose, okay? Well, I decided, let's see if my dog, Spice Girl, is a good corraller. And sure enough, we let her in the chicken tractor, and she chased the chickens up. My son stepped on this side right here, inside this door. We opened the door, flapped it up, we put the bin right here, and then we both stepped inside the tractor. So now you have a dog in the tractor, 2 humans, and a whole bunch of chickens. So Spice Girl scared them to us, or corralled them to us, and we picked them up and our goal was to pick them up and put them in the bin. But it was like a Charlie Chaplin movie where he was walking and he dropped his hat on the ground and he was trying to pick up his hat. And every time he went to pick it up, he kicked it by accident and it went a little further forward. And then he'd bend down to pick it up again and accidentally kick it forward again. And he kept doing this over and over again. It also reminded me of the Keystone Cops they used to have back in a long time ago. A comedy, well, same type of comedy, humorous comedy like that. So every time we tried to pick up a chicken, it would scurry away like this. And then my dog was going, "Hey, humans, listen, I'm doing a good job. I'm corralling them all to your end. All you got to do is pick them up." So it was funny because my son and I were getting in the way of each other. And the chickens, as soon as we'd go to grab them, they'd run away. And then my dog would corral them down to our end again. My dog would try to corral all 10 of them, but she could only corral one at a time. Then the chicken she corralled would come down to our end, and the other ones were running around that way like this. So some are running around over here. One gets corralled over to us. We go to pick it up. We miss it because they're so fast. And then the chicken that we just missed would run over there, disturb the group over there. Then my dog would run over there, corral another one, bring it down to us. We would try to catch it. We would miss it. And this was going on and on and on. It's funny. It's funny to watch it. Anyway, eventually we got them all in the bin and we brought them in the house. But it's just funny to think about those little experiences in life. Anyway, look at these chickens, what they do. They're scratching, mimicking, chickening. Anyway, I just like to sit here and watch them because it's peace in the mind. And it's fun to watch what they do. It's fun how they are learning. The small ones are learning from the big ones. The big ones are ready to go outside the crate already and go through the yard and be free. But I don't have a fence around the yard to block them in, which means they can go out in the street and get hit by cars or get picked up by a dog or an eagle or an owl or a wildcat or something. So we have to wait. We're going to wait until they're a little older. Anyway, this place right here is now a yard of peace. Peace in the mind. Most people would pay millions of dollars to have peace in the mind. And for a couple $100 of PVC material, hardware, cloth, and chicken wire, you can have all the peace in the world. What I have here is worth millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. It's worth more than diamonds and gold and silver. What are we doing here? Mr. Chicken. What are we doing? You want to come out? You want to speak to the human? Are you murmuring? Unsatisfied with the conditions of your chicken tractor? You're trying to exceed your bounds? I experienced a couple things in the military that I don't talk about. And one of the reasons I went to Thailand after I got out of the Navy was to straighten my mind out. Get some peace. Peace and quiet. So I can sit here all day, literally, and get some peace and quiet. Yes, I can hear cars off in the distance. Sometimes the mosquitoes are out biting. Sometimes might be cold weather. Colder weather. But mostly, I hear the chirping of the birds up in the trees. I hear the chirping and the cheeping of the chickens. I get to watch them do their thing and scratch and stuff like that and eat. Honestly, this is worth millions and millions of dollars. The peace of mind that I get just from sitting here watching these chickens do their thing. The peace of mind just with the wind making a slight breeze noise and the sunlight shining in the sky and the birds in the trees and the squirrels running around and the chickens doing their thing here. Gosh, there's peace of mind, I tell you. It's worth it. The whole thing is worth it. I've said this before. One of the best things I can think of as far as moving to South Carolina, the low country, besides the beautiful weather, the wonderful sunlight, the fresh air, the fact that it's a freedom state, that for 10 and a half, 11 months out of the year, I don't wear anything but shorts and a t-shirt. The best thing I like about South Carolina is that the birds are singing at night at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 10 o'clock in the morning, and 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And in the middle of the winter, when everyone in my formerly northern land is worried about snow and colder weather, and all the birds have left the north, when the birds leave the north, they come to the south. They come to South Carolina. That's the best thing about South Carolina right there, in my opinion. The birds come here. This is where they come for the winter. And throughout the whole winter, except for maybe 2 weeks or so, when you have to wear long pants. 2 weeks of the year you have to wear long pants. Oh, I love it. What a great place this is. Anyway, for 2 weeks out of the year where you have to wear long pants, the birds may not be singing because it's about 30 degrees outside or 25 degrees outside. But other than that, who could ask for anything more? Now, there's a phrase that they have in South Carolina. It says, and it's on the top of some of the license plates. It says, nothing could be finer. And on the bottom it says South Carolina. What's better than this? I got beautiful plants in my yard, beautiful trees, beautiful grass. Even the weeds are pretty. Look at what surrounds my yard. There's a few weeks in the summer or the spring when all the azaleas of very different colors will bloom. And this whole yard, which has all these azaleas all the way around, is full of colorful flowers, reds and pinks and oranges and whites and all sorts of colors that are coming. I've even seen a few blue azaleas, yellows. It's just nature's beauty. Oh, I could just sit here all day. Well, I'm going to turn the phone off now, but just want to say, I don't know, Yellow created all this, and he created it so we could sit and observe his beauty, in their beauty. So thank you very much. If you like what I did here today, let me know. If you don't like what I did, let me know. And if you can enjoy these chickens while I'm enjoying them, that's a blessing for you as well. So share this with your friends, hit like and subscribe. Thank you.